Hey everybody, so welcome to FCRB TV. I'm on the move here. Just finished watching Arsenal versus Man City in the Carabao Cup final, and it's quite disappointing. There was a moment where we had a chance to be in the game. Aubameyang got in behind. He got a service from Ozil, and he fluffed his lines. Doesn't do what he needs to do as a striker, what we brought him in to do. Doesn't take the chance, and obviously, City lives to fight on, and they take control of the game, and we never really have a chance to get back into it. I tell you what, it just shows in this day and age in football at the highest level, you've got to spend money. You've got to go and get quality players, because our Arsenal side is makeshift. We have some good players. We have more squad players than we do big players. And someone like Snodgrass Mustafi, that guy is a squad player. He doesn't get to play the big games. And not only do you have him playing, but then you also have Callum Chambers playing. He's not good enough either for a big game like this. That third goal that David Silva scored, David Silva turned Chambers as if, Silva was playing against his son. That's unacceptable. We can't have that. Poor defending. Our team's just not good enough. I felt bad for the little boy in the crowd, the little gunner that was crying, because he didn't understand. He doesn't know what type of ownership we have, what type of, administration we have. People are going to say Wenger out, you know what I mean? Like, okay, Wenger, let's say Wenger goes. Whoever comes in is going to have the freedom to spend money. And I highly doubt that they're going to be able to spend the money that this guy, Pep Guardiola, has been able to spend at Man City. Did you see after the game, they've got guys like Mendy coming off in street clothes. They've got all the Ederson doesn't play. Sterling is injured. All these, they've got top players who weren't fit enough to play today or weren't selected to play, and they're still able to fill the squad that can compete. It's madness. It's just like tons of crazy money being spent by City. Arsenal won't spend a little bit, It's sad. The score line was lopsided because I tell you what, just too many mental errors and schoolboy mistakes. I tell you, Mustafi, the first goal. Why are you allowing Aguero to get in behind you? Why? What are you doing? Drop off. Keep the striker in front of you. You want to keep everything in front of you. We tell our schoolboys, our academy kids that we train, we tell them, you want to keep the opposition in front of you. You do not want them to be able to get in behind you. And what does Mustafi do? Mustafi just allows arguably the best striker in England, one of the best strikers in the world, to just stand in behind him off a goal kick so the guy can just run straight down and score the goal. Come on, man. When you play against City, they're a very good side, very well put together. Their manager's doing a fantastic job. And I tell you what, if you're going to play against City, any good side, you cannot afford to make such schoolboy errors. It's just unacceptable. You can't do that. I don't get what these guys are thinking. There was a moment where Chambers played a back pass to Ospina, and it was a line drive to like his knee. So he can't really use his thigh. He can't really use his foot. So Ospina has to do some crazy magic to clear it off the line, because this guy drove a ball that was going to go in the goal. Unbelievable. I was watching on ESPN, and Craig Burley, who's doing a magnificent job as a pundit, a whole lot better than he was as a player, but, kudos to him, did a great job. And he's like, what is going on here? What is going on? Yeah, these guys in the back at Arsenal, it was comical at times. Comical. What are you doing? Even the second goal, when they scored off the corner and Company got on the end of it, the corner kick should never have been conceded because because Mustafi should have stood up Company and forced the ball back. But he overcommitted, he got turned, and then Company was able to kick the ball off of, I don't know who it was, Ramsey or someone, and it went out for, or Kolasinac, somebody went out for a corner. Then they scored off the corner. Just, I mean, I don't even know. You know what? I mean, I think those who really know footy know that also we just don't have a good enough side to get to a cup final. That's pretty impressive in itself, because we are not that good of a team. We're just not that good. So, you know, it's almost like, dude, we're lucky to be here. We haven't done enough off the field in terms of recruitment to challenge the likes of Manchester City, Manchester United, you know, and yeah, you know, to challenge the league, we're not good enough. You know, we are where we are in the league because that's how good we are. We're just not that good. We're not that good. Aubameyang, I tell you what, he's gonna have to start working real hard if he's going to make this happen for himself in England. This is not Germany. It is not France. You better run your socks and get yourself ready to contribute. There were some moments where I felt he could have gone on and put some pressure on either Otamendi or Company, but he's over there walking, trotting around. Listen, we're not going to have a lot of possession, so you don't have to save your energy for nothing. Go and run and put pressure. It's unacceptable. It's sad. The City were rightful winners today. Also, we have a lot of work to do. We played the same dudes again on Thursday. I'm always optimistic. I'm a bit like Ty from Arsenal Fan TV. I'm not throwing in the towel. I think, you know, Mkhitaryan will come into the side for us. I think that Chambers has got to be dropped, because what I would do is this: I would play Kolasinac at the left center back, Koscielny at the center back, and the right back I'll put Mustafi. Chambers is off. Then the left wing back, I'm going to put Ainsley Maitland-Niles on the left wing back. Then I'll put Mustafi on the right wing back. Then in the middle, I'm going to play El Neni and Wilshere. I thought Wilshere was better today in the first half. I thought he was better today than he was in that game against Östersund. Nobody cared in that game, so we gave them a pass. So Jack and El Neni in the center of the park, and then the trident up front will be Mkhitaryan, Mesut Ozil, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. That's what I would go with on Thursday. I tell you, I mean, and we have to make sure that we have to stress to the players, we cannot commit any schoolboy errors. We can't give them any gifts. Today, things started to unravel once Mustafi gave that gift away for the first goal. Craig Burley again touched on. He said that, my friend, is a gift. That is too easy. Route one, straight down the middle, and you give one of the best strikers in the world an opportunity to loft it over your keeper. Come on, man. What you doing? It's not good enough. So that was pretty poor. But I tell you, it's really hard being a Gunner right now. I mean, I love the squad. I love the club. But I understand that it's going to be real hard for us to you know, win things of consequence with the way that our team is put together. You know, we got to spend money. The guys that we have too many squad players. I tell you what, of the starting 11 today that we had, who are real legitimate big timers, you've got Aubameyang, you've got Mesut Ozil, you've got Aaron Ramsey, Koscielny, but Koscielny's kind of old, so he still has to be replaced. I'll give it to him. I'll give Koscielny that. That's full. But then after that, I tell you what. After that, we only have 4 players who I think are 4 players who I think are big-time players, like big players who can get into a starting 11 of serious teams. The remaining players that we had playing that were not named, those guys are all squad players. They're all squad players. And if you're starting 11, only 4 are big-time players, and I know there are a lot of people who could argue that the 4 that I've mentioned, 2 of them may not even be. So look at that. So I'm giving us 4. And that's not even good enough. So you're not beating a team like Man City, or talk less of the European teams in Champions League. I don't even know what we're pushing for Champions League for. We're not ready for it. That's the beauty of the game. If you qualify for Champions League, that means you have a team ready to go in there and try to challenge, not necessarily to win it, but to give a good account. We can't get there. And if we can't get there, that means we're not good enough to be there. So this hopes and dreams of sneaking into the Champions League through the Europa League, it would be almost a disservice to the club, because we cannot compete in there right now. You know, some may say, okay, well, yeah, what we'll do is we'll sneak in there. We'll sneak in there, yeah. And then once we sneak in, we'll use the funds to buy players. No, you won't, because we won't, because Stan Kroenke will not. He will use that money on his ranch in Dallas or wherever it is in Texas. So forget it. That's not going to happen. So what we have to really do is we've got to build a squad domestically, and when I say domestically, a squad that can challenge and get top 4 within England, and then you say, okay, now we're into Europe, now we're into the Champions League, now we have to go and do X, Y, and Z to try to win it. So I'm telling you, it's not even dark days for Arsenal, because if you think about it, we've reached the final this year, and we're Chelsea lost today. So if we can win on Thursday, yeah, I know it's kind of funny, we win on Thursday somehow at home at the Emirates against City, then we've inched closer to getting into 5th place, and there's still some games left. So you never know, but I'm not gonna give up. And I tell you what, I'm optimistic, as I said, and I'm hoping that some lads take a look at themselves and say they've got to give a better account. Xhaka was not good enough today. Mustafi was not good enough today. Chambers was not good enough today. Who else? Nacho cannot even get graded because he left after 18 minutes. And then you've got who else? You've got Aubameyang was not good enough today, but what is that? His second game in England with Arsenal, so we can say that we got to give him some more time, obviously. But it just was not good enough. It wasn't good enough. Credit to Man City, they bullied us. So we Gunners, we've got to lick our wounds and try to get ourselves up and get ready for the next contest, which is on Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. Just yesterday, the FCRB 2006 squad, they played in a Valentine's Day tournament yesterday, and they out of 6 teams, they reached the semifinals, finished 3rd, which was a good run. When you look at the roster that we had to put out, a lot of youngsters were away due to vacation and things like that, so the squad was thin, so their little legs got a little tired towards the end. But to reach the semifinals, scoring some good goals, working hard, I was very proud of them. And we continue on. They're heading in the right direction. The squad's going to keep getting better. But I tell you what, those little boys, when they turned it up and they started to put pressure on their opposition, they looked a whole lot better than Arsenal in the last 2 games Arsenal played. Last 3 games Arsenal played. So, a big clap for those youngsters at FC Red and Blacks. And Arsenal, we're still with you. We're not going anywhere. We just hope that we can turn things around sooner rather than later. But yeah, that's how the weekend has gone. So glad that the 06 has played so well, because that's what's really carried me through the weekend now, because Arsenal couldn't help me at all today. Weren't good enough. I was optimistic, but we just weren't good enough, and hopefully we can make some change. I hope Wenger goes with that team that I've put together for the game on Thursday. But you all enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'll be back. And MLS is going to be starting in a week, so I'll do a little MLS preview of what's to come. Kind of excited. So I'll be back in the week to give you some of that. So if you enjoyed the little footy talk, subscribe at the bottom, and take care of yourself. Till next time. Ciao.